It's a Blossom Podcast. It's a Blossom Podcast. It's a Blossom Podcast. It's a Blossom Podcast.
Hello, friends.
Blossom's Pub.
This is part 2 of last podcast. Cheers. Do you want me to laugh if you say, Tom, your dad with that cannoli?
Oh yeah, my dad had a cannoli.
What's that?
Go on, Joe.
A cannoli's like a delicious...
Sounds like granola.
It's
Italian dessert, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's not just
it's like a snack.
it's like a
slash
slab, isn't
dessert.
it? Yeah.
Well, this one that Katie had when she was in Italy, apparently it's new.
Got it from the Italian wholesalers.
what is it?
She had it when we were in Naples.
Yeah, it's like hazelnut
Oh, nice.
in like a more of a biscuity one with
Filled
like
with
Nutella chocolate. Oh, it is
Sounds
fucking
rich.
amazing.
Dad had it. He was like, "Why the fuck have I never had one of these before?"
What did he say?
Honestly,
What
he
was
was
the
so
word?
enthusiastic.
You know what Tom's dad like? He's not like that, like
Yeah, yeah.
enthusiastic about stuff like that. What did he said a word and he was like,
Wow,
He's got
mind blowing.
That's what he's saying. He's got mind blowing. Wow. You have to get him some for Christmas.
Here's a quick one. We'll just fire through this one.
Go on.
What's your favourite mode of transportation, Charlie?
I quite like the tube.
You fucking
You
love
like the tube?
You love public transport.
No.
yeah.
I tell a lie, Jesus Christ. I like a first class flight, don't I?
No, do you know what?
Wow.
Let's go more simple. No, who doesn't like a fucking first class flight? Do you know what I mean? It's fucking unreal, innit?
I'm joking when I say that because I never go on them. So that's just a pipe dream.
Parks.
I like taking the train.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say bicycle.
Chaz, you like my
Public transport.
you like my answer. The Shinkansen,
What the fuck's that?
the bullet train.
Oh, the one we got in.
I had a sig looking at a mountain on a train. How good is
How
that?
good.
Going in to 200 mile an hour.
Trains, boss.
What do you
aren't
say? I love trains. My favourite mode of
Fucking
transport.
A's.
Yeah,
look,
all day.
we were talking
Fucking
about,
love getting on a train.
We were talking about the thingy one.
The Shinkansen.
The,
Oh, is that the one in
the
Japan?
bullet train, the
Yeah, bullet
Fuck
train.
me.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Miles had a cig on it, didn't he? Looking at Mount Fuji.
Well, I was
I
drinking.
think
I'm
me
out
and you had
Fuji.
it.
Yeah.
Boss vibe.
Class. I think you had a sig,
The
didn't you?
trains in
Oh,
Italy are good.
Yeah.
I got a
lovely.
train from
be honest with you,
Venice to Bologna. It was class.
Most trains are. It's just the UK is
Just
just
the
not
UK,
the
but
best.
we won't
Joe,
go into
did
that,
you
but
say
It
yours?
shouldn't be privately owned. No, do you know what? Mine's my legs.
I was about to say that. Wait,
Walking.
you skipped, you dickhead. It was me next.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, it was my fault.
I thought you said, it's because you said you had a sig.
Can I change mine to
Just
bike?
6. Bike.
No.
Change mine to bike. You feel sorry for your bike.
Not
Oh,
allowed.
no, don't you? Love your bike.
I love my
What's your
bike.
bike called?
Hey, have you given it a name?
Hog.
Hog.
The Hog.
The Hog.
The Hog, but it was given to me by Kyle Hogg.
Did he get it? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jammy bastard.
I know, yeah.
What's Freddie Flintos, wasn't it?
Fucking
Was it?
no wonder he likes fucking riding his bike, so you don't have to fucking buy it. Go on, Miles. What are you?
Got any spare?
What are you saying? You saying running now?
I just like being in the sun running. It's good. So, but it is my actual best mode of transport, and also it's a lot quicker than you think. Because I went to Kinder on Tuesday.
Yeah, nice.
Because I was debating trail running with Jordan on the Friday, but I
Yeah.
wanted to walk the route. And it took fucking hours. You forget the difference in speed from walking to running. It's quite drastic.
Yeah.
It is.
Depends on what sort of walking you're doing.
Well, yeah, if you're fucking psycho speed walking, but I wouldn't say that's walking.
What did you do it in? What time?
2.5 hours.
What route did you do?
The big one.
2.5 hours walking.
We had the dog with us though, so there was a lot of stop starting.
I don't know what route you did.
I'll show you in a bit.
2.5 hours. Like Jordan ran it the other day.
An hour and a
Not
half.
the normal route in like an hour and 40 minutes. Yes, 2.5 hours, only an hour later. It's not like
Maybe it was 3.5 then.
I was gonna say it's not that much time difference, is it?
Must have been 3.5, definitely.
He did it in an hour 47. My best is at 2 hours 13.
So basically, yeah, just you know me, I like that. What's yours then?
I'm
Your
walking,
feet.
Yeah, love it. Just fucking minute, innit?
How's your knee?
Do you know what? I'm going to say something different because that's boring, innit? My knee's fucked. I love driving, don't I? Like me, myself. I do not mind. I don't mind driving at all.
Look forward to our road trip on Saturday.
Yeah, you
good,
look-
that wasn't it? Yeah.
Take some sweets as well.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Hey, earphones in.
That's what you'll
Ignored
do,
for
probably,
4
innit?
hours.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Any more, Tom? We got one more?
Okay, so my last question. It says, "How did your parents meet?" So I'll go
Does everyone-
first.
does
if
everyone-
you-
does
I know how
everyone-
my
does-
I
parents.
feel like they're
know.
all. I feel like they're all the same answer.
See, I don't.
For me, met in a pub.
Well, yeah, mine is a pub. But there's a
face.
there's a funny story to mine, mum
Go
and
on.
dad. It's quite film.
Go on.
So the story. Well, it's true. This is how they met. My mum was 18. My dad was 24. And the Golden Iron pub on Offerton Estate, which
God,
is no longer there. That's where they met.
Did
But
not?
the story of how they met was, it was New Year's Eve, and my mum was, well, she was in a relationship, but she didn't, it was kind of dwindling out. Do you know what I mean? A young relationship that was dwindling out. And the
How old were they?
My mum was 18.
Oh wow!
But the guy in the relationship, he didn't want to go out on New Year's Eve. So for an 18-year-old, knowing my family, that's kind of, you want to go out. Do you know what I mean?
Ritual.
So he was like, I'm staying in, I don't want to go out. So my mum was like, well, I want to go out, like, but she didn't know what to do. So, what's the story? She said I'm missing bits out here. She was waiting. She was in her house waiting. I forgot the bit now. Fuck's sake, this is key to it. No, that was it. She said, so then some of her other friends were meant to be going to town and they were going to pick her up in a taxi. And the taxi never came. That was it. And obviously this is the days before mobile phones, isn't it? So you're doing everything on like word of mouth.
80s.
So she was waiting in her kitchen, waiting for the taxi to take her into Manchester, and they just didn't come for her. So she was like, right, it's getting closer to fucking midnight. I'm not going, just staying in at this guy's house who she's with. She didn't want to just stay in with her mum and dad because that's not the vibe when you're 18, is it? So she was like, I know some of my mates will be in. So she knew some of my mates would be in the Golden Hind, and it was like a 5-minute walk from her house. So she just walked to the Golden Hind thinking,
Yeah,
I'll know some people in there and have a drink and have a laugh. So she said she got in there, and lo and behold, there was people she knew from like school or whatever, and mates of mates. So she just ended up with a group of mates, and I started having a drink and was fine. The next thing, my dad's obviously clocked her, and then asked my uncle to go over, and so my uncle then went over to her and was like, "There's a drink at the bar, and a guy wants to speak to you," and which was my dad. So then that was
so
it.
old school, that.
So then my dad then invited her over for a drink, and then they like spoke. My dad walked her home, and obviously she was like, "Oh, I'm in this relationship, which I'm not really feeling." And then they just stayed in touch. Well, no, didn't stay in touch. I think they just then bumped into each other at like places and be like, "Oh, that's the guy I met on New Year's Eve," and then, you know what I mean? It became
a vibe.
It's nice, that.
Nice.
And he gave her a piggyback down and like home over like, you know, like shit like that. It's quite a
romantic,
old school thing.
Very old school.
Like James Stewart, that.
Yeah, it is.
My dad used to be a market trader, and he sold haberdashery.
Stockport Market.
Well, they had a shop actually as well. The trimming centre on Edgeley. My family. That was my granddad's like. But my dad used to do the markets, and my mum like sews. She used to like make curtains and stuff on the side. Do you know what I mean? To make extra money and stuff when I was kids, and obviously prior to that. And she used to shop at my dad's market stall to get all the stuff, and he saw her in Puss in Boots.
Oh, as well.
Yeah, well, he was obviously like there, and that's where like they knew each other of.
So she'd be going buying the haberdashery.
And then he saw her in Puss in Boots in Stockport and was like, "Oh, that's that girl." Do you know what I mean? He comes to my stall, and sort of was like, "There we go," flirted away. And there's a story there. Do you remember we talked about the other day? Like, I'm sure it was my mum and dad, where my dad said, "Oh, I'll come and pick you up." You know what I mean? Going like the first date. Where do you live? And my mum obviously told my dad, and my dad forgot the number but remembered the name. So in the prior to night, went up and down that street trying to find out which house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because obviously, again, no mobiles or anything like that.
Hell.
So it was like trying to find
Yellow Pages.
What house was my mum's.
Fucking hell. Yellow Pages.
And yeah.
That's old school.
So that was like, again, another pub around Stockport. And obviously the market. So, mad.
Didn't your mum also say, "I know I'm going to marry him"?
My mum said, well, on that first date, yeah, she said and she knew he was going to marry him.
Wow.
Oh,
and then, yeah.
that's sweet, that, isn't it?
They married like 6 months later, I think, something like that.
Yeah, they got married rapid, your parents, didn't they?
So there's this app called Hinge.
Hinge.
Hinge. No, it's a weird, convoluted story, I think, but it involves a leather jacket and a bus. My mum and dad.
Boss.
I don't know the full story. I'll update you next week
Okay.
or the week after.
Nice.
A leather jacket and a bus.
Yeah, speak to my mum about it.
Josh?
Must have been a big leather jacket for that bus.
So the circus was in town. No, the
Freak show. Sorry. It's not cool. PM and Jan are so lovely.
sake, man.
It's a joke. I don't mean that.
Cheap.
I really love your
my dad
I
listens
really
to the
love your
podcast
family,
as
you know
well.
that. Yeah.
So so you know St Saviour's Road in Great Moor.
I do, yeah.
My mum had a house. Well, rewind. My dad bought a gaff when he was about 21 on
The fucking good old days when you could fucking buy a
on
house.
Boothby Street. And he just lived there by himself. He had two kittens called Katia and Smudge,
Class.
and he just lived there. He had a little studio and whatnot.
Do you have any
then-
pets?
Nice. And my mum bought a house on St Saviour's Road, and she was a nurse working at, I think it was Cherry Tree at the time when that was hospital.
Charity Hospital, yeah.
And obviously those two roads are sort of like next to each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just used to go to. My mum had a dog called Mady, and he used to bark at my dad on the streets. You can imagine it, can't you? And they met at the Thinning Crown pub on in Great Moor.
No
I think
way.
my mum had a piano that needed some I don't know,
Tuning.
yeah. And
Like euphemism.
my dad was like, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I can do that for you."
I'll say, is that a euphemism?
Yeah.
So
So
your mum
yeah,
needed the
lo and
piano
behold,
tuning.
and then
Your dad
then they had
obviously-
Beth on Boothby Street,
What?
and then
Didn't
they
your mum
moved
think
to
he was someone else? It's like his profession.
yeah. What was it? It was a what was it now? Social worker.
Because he
he
had
had
sweaters.
He had hand knitted sweaters and smoked a pipe.
It's cool as fuck, that, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Curio.
Oh yeah.
That's where you get your curio from, innit, BM?
MK.
Oh,
Pub.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's just pub.
It's always just the pub, isn't it?
No, yeah,
pub.
it's a pub, yeah.
Just went in, met, went out.
Do you know what, actually, this could be a good little phone question, and you can be quicker. Where did you meet? Because we're all with someone. Where did you meet your partner? No.
Technically on a dating app.
On a dating app?
Yeah,
Nice.
technically, and then we just met in person.
Yeah, it was she was like London, wasn't she? So it was
Yeah.
like...
So I was going down to London a lot. And then, yeah.
Miles, you've known Emily for... years. Years and years.
Like, what year is it now? 2024.
24.
Like 14, 15 years we've known each other. Been together for 7 years, 8 years, 7 years, yeah. Yeah, met at, funnily enough, actually, we met at a house party. I think it was Connie Jackson's.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a hot Halloween party, and we'd like seen each other on Facebook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day, and we like bumped into each other, and like she looked at me and went, "Miles Callock," and I looked at her and went, "Emily Flanagan." I was like, "Nice to meet you." And that was it. And now we're fast forward 14 years. You know, we're together,
Yeah,
engaged.
You both, like, so then there was that, then like she went to uni, you did like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thing, and then
Yeah, just
rekindled that
yeah,
friendship,
yeah.
which then turned into
Yeah,
love.
yes, this, yeah. So
Thank you.
that's it.
Well, actually, it's worth it. She was studying at Leeds, wasn't she?
Leeds.
And you invited her to the gig in Leeds.
Well,
When
she
we-
didn't come to the gig.
well, she came out after the gig,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
didn't she?
Just
I
met her.
remember you being nervous.
I
I
wasn't
remember we
nervous,
did a
no.
DJ
I
set.
didn't tell anyone, did I?
No, you told us later. You're like, I'm going meeting
We've always
someone.
been into each other. It's always been not.
Yeah, it's
like,
been a
like
vibe.
kind of. Do you know what it is?
Yeah,
On and off. Like I ghosted her. I ghosted her back in the day because I was
That's an
too
old school
nervous.
term, innit?
No,
Ghosting.
do you know what I think?
Ghosting, yeah.
I think sometimes weirdly ghosting gets like
Ghost signs.
it's a bad rep because it's a shitty thing to
No,
do.
it's an awful thing
Yeah,
to do.
but I feel like sometimes the reasons behind it are more nerves more than anything. Do you know
I
what I mean?
don't know. I can only speak for myself.
I've never done it personally, but yeah. Sorry.
How do you know then?
I know. Yeah, what I'm saying is, like what you said then, sort of made me think like, oh yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not. It's not. It's not fair. You know, someone's like
nice,
in
but-
someone and they just like, get no reply for years. It's tight as fuck. So I
Yeah, but then
apologise.
you ghost in a way of just messaging and then didn't message. You didn't like
No,
ghost
like we're
in terms, like-
organising to do something. I just jibbed her.
Yeah, but you didn't jibber like let her go somewhere, did you? And then she
Nah.
went, and then you didn't go.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. Now we're here.
Nice
Not
though,
really-
isn't it?
It's not really the best story, to be fair. It's just kind of like
don't have to.
everyone's
don't-
got a story
don't have
to tell.
Doesn't have to be the best story.
I might
does
just say the pub.
it? Well, that's probably the reality of ours saying the pub. That's really it's some like shit story. But the mum and dad just gone. We just met in the pub. Just
met
tell them
in
in
the
the pub. I met Sophia obviously at a gig, didn't I? Our
Right.
gig at fucking Club Academy
Club Academy.
9 years ago.
How long it's been?
Yeah, mad that. So basically,
Fucking hell.
Almost a decade.
to the day when we get married next year, which you're obviously all invited to,
Thanks.
apart from you, Chaz.
I've been.
But
7 years.
all like together when we get married next year, on the day, it'll be 10 years, our 10-year
I
anniversary.
bet that was quite
to the
tough
day.
because you got together when we were at the Wraith of the band
Yeah, you
touring,
don't- yeah,
never
yeah.
at home. Like, I bet I was fucking pretty,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
away all the time.
like, all the time, like, yeah. Like,
Probably
just
why she
home,
fucking
like,
stuck with me.
I know, yeah. She have to fucking see you much, did she? Fucking up in a year, what the fuck seems twice.
But yeah.
It's nice that everyone's got someone, innit? Do you know what I mean?
do you know what? Weirdly, I clocked Sophia at Arctic Monkeys gig and was
Yeah,
like,
we went to Arctic Monkeys in 2013. This will be.
and I was like, oh my God, like she's so stunning. Do you know what I mean? And I called her Arctic Monkeys girl. I didn't have the balls to go up to her at that gig. I just remember
Arctic
seeing
Monkeys
her. And
girl.
she was Arctic Monkeys. And when we played Club Academy, we were walking down the road to go to
remember.
Gorilla to have a burger
Going past the
before the
Palace.
gig. Yeah.
Burger
And-
at Gorilla.
Yeah. And Sophia was on the other side of the road and Tom was like, Tom nudged me and went, fucking hell, Joe, there's Arctic Monkeys girl. Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, fucking hell, maybe she's coming to our gig. And I was like, fucking hell. And then anyway,
No, she'd put it on Instagram because obviously we've talked about
we
it.
stalked her at the burger place, didn't we?
No, but you
Did you say
get
stalked?
back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. We,
Oh,
we
right.
had
When you're
looked then
on
to
the, because obviously when you're playing like Club Academy and stuff, like you'd be on the Instagram or the Twitter and you'd see the update. You know, we'd be like, "Is anyone put anything up about the gig yet? Who's coming?"
Is
Like,
anyone going to be there?
yeah, and we've been tagged from Sophia with like I'm going to the gig, so we'd seen that as well. Do you know what I mean?
buzzing.
So we'd put two and two together and seen them.
Where was I?
You with us?
you were there?
Was I?
On for a burger.
It's turned to that's now my long term memory,
It's
which
gone.
means it's going.
Yeah, but
gone.
it's not a gig big. You won't remember it. I remember it because I saw Sophia. Like if it wasn't that, I wouldn't remember it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, did that, and then I saw her at the crowd and made a beeline for afterwards. You and Katie's a mad one.
Yeah, interesting.
It's good though. Go into it. It's fun.
Well, obviously I met her when I was like 12.
Two.
No, me and Joe became friends in like year 8, and we've said it in multiple interviews on the school trip to Alton Towers. So we became
For good attendance.
yeah, lame. So
It was more. It was. We became
Lame.
mates still more because like Oasis and
yeah,
stuff. I'd
that
say.
was even. Yeah, but when we were like 12, it wasn't Oasis necessarily.
No.
We were just mates. Like
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
we'd like do that. We'd do like fucking, you know, like the Diet Coke Mentos shit, which
Yeah,
is like us filming each other fucking putting Diet Mentos in a Diet Coke and it exploding and all that kind of shit.
I was.
Mothers.
Do you know when I was
Yeah.
young? When I was younger, like that age, I was obsessed with filming stuff. Like I always used to want a camera.
Yeah.
And I used to film things, but like my thing was more like because I was into like extreme sports. It's like mine's like skate videos or like Jackass or
Do you reckon
something.
that's
like
died
that.
out
That's
a
what I
bit
want
now
to do.
because everyone's got a fucking camera on the phone?
Maybe.
But people don't film.
But then
They do, don't they?
no, because I feel like the passion that people have now can be like execute like the shit you can do now editing wise
I know,
on your
it's
phone's
mad.
unreal. Anyway, go on, Tom.
Yeah.
No, so I met her then. So I slept over at Joe's house for the first time. And the reason why I remember what I'm like with dates, it was the day Steve Irwin died because
Mum came in.
Laura came in the morning. We slept in his front room on the sofas, and Laura came in the morning like, "Just want to let you know that Steve Irwin's died." And we were like,
It was a
"Fucking
big
hell."
thing.
It was a big thing.
I was gutted.
I
Everyone
think
put a turtle on the MSN names. Do you remember when he died?
So
He was like,
Google,
put a turtle in your name.
Josh,
Steve
quickly
Irwin.
Google when
Do
Steve
you remember
Irwin
doing
died,
that?
and I'll be able to
That's
tell you
fucking
that's
mad.
when I met her. I think it was 05.
Do you remember that though? Do you remember putting a turtle in your MSN name?
September
Steve Irwin?
05.
I think so, yeah.
4th of September 2006.
6, I'm a year out.
Your year out today.
I know. Yeah.
Tom's year out.
So-
Bruce would lie.
That's a long time ago now, that.
Yeah, so that's when I met her. So I remember coming in like walking in, like fucking shouting at her dad or something, probably something like that. I remember it was like keep the dog out the room, and she was like hanging the coat on, and we were just on the sofa, and I was like, oh, fuck's that? What, as a 12-year-old? Do you know what I mean?
I used to get so much shit in
from
school.
being 12, Katie was 16, 17.
Oh,
4-year difference at that point is big, innit?
At that age, it seems like it. Like
It's
my
age, innit?
sister, do you know what I mean? My sister was like well older in my head.
Like going out and shit.
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
16, 17, she's going to clubs and shit and whatever.
Yeah.
We're like 12, like, Steve Irwin's died.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously knew her through that. You all know this fucking story anyway, so
Yeah, but it's cute, innit? It's a cute story.
Then she started cutting my hair when I was like 16. Because you'd always been like, well, obviously once I grew my hair and had the fucking Oasis haircut, you had to go to a proper hairdresser's to get it cut. And I used to go to one on the A6.
It wasn't Jimmy Short and Sides, was it?
No, I couldn't go to the barbers.
Jeez.
But then Joe
Dex.
kept going, get my sister to cut it in the kitchen at ours, she'll cut your hair. And then when she opened Bohemian, then I started going there.
Oh God, yeah. I remember getting my hair cut in the kitchen. And,
So I never
Oh.
did the kitchen thing.
Did you not?
No. And then went to Bohemian, started getting it cut there. and then was just on each other's radar. But obviously, it was never. I always like fancied her and thought she was attractive. But when you're like 16 and she's 21, again, it was never on the cards. It was.
Well, it probably fucking wasn't, was it?
No. And she'd always had like older boyfriends. 16. I was very shy. Never had a girlfriend until I was like 19. Do you know what I mean? So it was like a lot of life things needed to happen to make me and Katie become on the same page, I suppose. Yeah. And then obviously was always around each other, but was never a thing. And then we ended up single at the same time in like 2016. And then there was a few occasions after gigs which kind of just changed the game a little bit, where we end up speaking to each other more. So we're in Hamburg and we're in a bar, and we just end up speaking to each other all night while you were like getting bladdered around us. It was one of them nights where you're just speaking to someone all night, and it was a bit like, this is a bit weird.
Because it means for you had that at 14's after party.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, it was like the first sort of proper date, and we sat down and we just chatted for fucking hours. Like you said, it's weird. We were in the same spot, and I remember everyone being pissed and buzzing around you, and you're both sat there just dead
That's what it was
focused
like.
in the conversation.
But it was like, this is a bit weird. And then I invited her. No, then there's been a few little things after gigs like that where we'd like been speaking, and it felt like there was a bit of a vibe, but you're a bit like, I'm not sure. And then we went out for my birthday, went bowling, and then we just started seeing each other after that.
The rest is history. I remember when you rang me up and you were shitting yourself, weren't you, bless you?
Yeah, it was kind of a intense thing, innit?
What did I do?
Started laughing.
Classic Joe.
That was it. That's how it started. And then we were a bit unsure, because obviously a lot could go wrong with that situation. It's my best mate, it's his sister. It was like,
and all jokes, I did laugh, but I did say to you, I was like, you either make it like a thing.
Well, the hard thing is,
do you know what I mean,
when you first start seeing someone, you don't immediately go, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person.
Exactly.
You have a little moment where you're just like having a bit of fun, aren't you? And it's like, there's not as much pressure on it. Whereas with us, it was like everyone around us was like, well, is it a thing or is it not? So we were kind of was like, let's not make it a thing. And then I went to a Nelly gig because I asked for guest list last minute of our managers.
Therefore, what's it?
And I actually didn't swear down. This is our little moment. This is how it's meant. This is meant to happen. Vibes. And I text Dave Salmon saying, "Can you get me Nelly tonight?" He was like, "Yeah, I've just sorted out Joe's sister for it." And I was a bit like,
"Oh shit!"
But then I was like, "I'm definitely going now because I'll bump into her," and I did. And then after that, we kind of just went, right, let's make it a thing.
That's how it starts.
There you go.
Too many pints in a shit bar.
It's lovely, isn't it?
This is the fan bit. This is the fan bit.
Go on, Miles, read out our first question.
So this is from Austin Pierce.
I wonder if it's related to our sound engineer, Chris Pierce.
RCA. Hi lads. Was just scrolling through Sky News and noticed that a company has stolen the idea for Where Is My Thing Ring, and now the England team are using them. Joe has the link.
There goes Joe's camera.
I'm dead. I'm gonna go to Tom.
Right.
Go on, Miles.
And now the England team are using them. Joe has the link. Love to podcast. Love the podcast, and good luck with the new album. Cheers, Austin.
Thank you, Austin.
Has he got the thing ring there?
So this is it. As the team trained for the Euros 2024 against Serbian Sunday, manager Gareth Southgate was spotted wearing an Aura tracking ring. So I mean, like, there's not really much to say other than a good idea can never stay absent for so long. So that is that.
Profound.
That is that.
Where the fuck did that come from? It's the fucking running.
Just right. You ever had Just Right?
Yeah.
I've fucking had some today.
Nice, isn't it?
Just Right.
What's just right?
Fucking never you mind. Too good for you, like the Gandhi for me, mate.
Bram.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not asked. Give me some cash, you know what I mean? It was my idea. Next, Josh.
Actually, I'll read this one. It's Ella Scott. Hi. Firstly, just wanted to say that I've been a huge fan of your music for years and loving the first 2 songs for the new album. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear it all. I'm also loving these podcasts and always make my day to see the new one is released. Thanks
you.
for making my commutes much more bearable. The question is more for Joe. Thank you. Sorry to everyone else. Obviously, you mentioned you have ADHD. And I also... And so I wondered how you find ways to sustain your interest in music and also keeping up with your daily walks. I too have ADHD and can't stick to anything longer than a week without getting sick of it. But I would love to have a long-term hobby like these. Wishing you guys lots of love, success, happiness in the future.
Thank
This
you.
is actually a proper big question, like proper big problem.
I don't think you suffer from that aspect of it though.
What?
The bit where, you know, like, I've read a lot about ADHD and stuff, and it says like you can't stick to things for longer than a week and stuff like that, but you do stuff and actually do it.
But there's things that I have to do in place for that. Like, you know, like the other day when we were talking about, do you play your instrument at home and stuff like that? Like, I'm terrified of getting sick of it, aren't I?
Yeah.
Well, you probably never thought that in your life before, have you?
No.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But like, so like going out on walks, for example, Pep. Do you know what I mean? I've got the dog.
It has to be walked.
So he has to be walked, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? So but it makes me do it. Because I know if I do it, I'll love it. But sometimes just the thought of it is like, I can't be arsed.
Yeah, but that's everyone though.
Yeah. What are you on there?
Sorry, I've got your phone and I'm like doing Instagram stories saying, I'm Joe, ooh, but look what I was going to post. I made myself laugh. I'm posting it, I'm sorry. Right, you can have your phone back now. It was just so childish. I've made myself laugh.
That's fucking class, that.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone suffers from a bit of,
Yeah,
I
no,
can't be
100%,
out. I don't think that's an
no.
ADHD
It's
thing.
no, it's not. But I can't explain it because you don't have it. I can't explain. It's not like I can't. It's not like a.
No,
it's not like sitting there
I'm
going,
not
"I can't
doubting
be
you don't have
bothered."
ADHD
No,
for
no,
once. I'm
fucking
just
hell.
saying that
No.
aspect of it, I'm not sure if you actually suffer from
but this
that
is what I'm
bit.
about to
Do you know
go
what I
into
mean?
because I thought it was an interesting question because there's things I actually do to make sure I don't do that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like act like she's saying there that she. Do you know what I mean? Like doesn't want, or she gets sick of it after a week and
Well,
stuff.
she said a long-term hobby. She says she starts stuff and
Stops it. Yeah.
She can't do it for longer than a week.
So like climbing, for example, that's a hobby that I've kept on for
Yeah,
quite a while.
but climbing, walking, the things you do, you actually do it. This is what
but
I'm saying.
again, there's things that I do in place. So for example, the climbing thing, it's like there's like a social element now. Like I put that around seeing my friends like Joe, for example, or Claire or Harris. Do you know what I mean? That these other things.
I'm trying to think, have you got any of them little things where you've not kept them up?
Yeah, go in my garage. There's fucking thousands. I bought a skipping rope the other day. Do you know what I mean? Like
Used
there's
once.
There's like I've got leather things that I was going to start making leather
Really?
things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true. Yeah,
there's
that
fucking
aspect of it.
These
Yeah,
shitloads that I've started and just don't do. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
hyperfixation on
Yeah.
hobbies. That's what it is.
So-
But there's some
you've
people have.
definitely got it as well.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have it.
it's a broad
like
spectrum, innit?
it's like fuck. I mean, like a symptom can be anything, can't
Yeah.
it?
But what I would say to her is don't just be disheartened, just carry on going. Sometimes some will stick, other times others won't stick. These little things, like for me, for example, I love like exercising and I've got a lot of energy to burn. Do you know what I mean? And like, for example, climbing, I saw really good results in terms of like physical changes in myself that I really liked, and that made me want to go more. Do you know what I mean? So that's one small thing.
You're getting a bit of a reward. aren't
Yeah,
you?
exactly. Same with walking. So I feel like if she sticks to things, then she'll have something like that, and something will stick. Other things won't. I think you just got to find your things. That's my advice.
Keep going.
Go for the keep going, Ella. Sound.
Next one, Claudia. Hola, my name is Claudia, and I've been a fan since 2021 after seeing your video. A video of your Transmit 2018 performance.
Good
Thank
gig,
you.
that.
Yeah, it
I
was.
remember being particularly impressed by your looks in that show. I thought you looked really cool. I was wearing a Bella Fraud two-piece.
Is it the
Nice.
dog? What's it called? Hounds. What's that pattern called?
Houndstooth.
Yeah.
Mine?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
I
the
thought it was
pattern.
plain.
Plaid.
Oh no, that's
plain.
Glastonbury that you wore, that, innit?
Yeah, that's the Gucci one.
You've gone miles.
Get stuck in, lad.
We'll just be quick. I remember being particularly impressed by it. I was wondering if you planned what to wear for a show with anticipation. If so, do you plan your looks as a group or individually? Is this something you pay attention to? You're always well dressed. I'm a big fan of music, the pod and your style. I wanted to say that I love the song Gary, 10 out of 10.
Thank
Keep up the good work and good looks. Love from one of your 3 fans in Chile. Hope to see you touring in South America someday.
Well, yeah, I don't think we'll be touring with 3 fans in Chile. But no, I'm only
4
joking.
of them will come.
Yeah.
The
you know
looks thing, we do pay attention to it. I think
Yeah.
we always have from the early days. When you go back to us wearing the turtlenecks, that was a conscious effort to all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the looks have evolved over the years. I think there's always so I know what will happen. Before Isle of Wight, there'll be a text, and it's usually Josh or Chaz who go. And then there was 2.
This is class.
It's just going to be Chaz now. Isn't it?
No, they got that. then you're in.
You know, it's just going to turn into just audio.
Yeah.
It's just going to be audio.
It's
you know?
it's usually a text say what you're repping.
It's usually, yeah. What's everyone repping for? IOM, it'll be. IOM.
IOM.
Do you know what I think? I was thinking of repping some. I was thinking of a t-shirt suit on
Nice.
Saturday.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Quite Will Young
not-
X Factor win that.
Yeah, I might give it a go.
But
That's so niche.
I usually.
You talked about Will Young. No, Ollie Murs you were on about the other day.
No, that was me.
Same thing.
I
Old frankincense and Ollie Murs. Cheers.
I usually. It kind of. I would say it goes like a spider web from me, doesn't it? Usually,
Yeah.
It's kind of what's Tom gonna
We
wear,
like to match.
and then it's like, oh, then they'll match the colours up to me, maybe.
I could
That's
say
usually-
it just works on a tonal thing. Everyone's got their vibes, but usually it's just tonal, colour wise. Like Tom will go,
Tone deaf.
I'm wearing this, and it's like, oh, that colours go well there. Or it might be like, for example, the front three might be like, oh, we're gonna work.
the
We're
front
gonna.
three.
Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm saying like, you three might be like, oh, we're wearing black, and then the others might be like, oh, me and Miles might go for a colour. So I don't know. It changes.
But yeah, we do think about it, and I'm already thinking about what to wear. So I'll let you know, lads, once I've
same.
picked.
Go on, Miles, Chaz.
Okay, final one is from Robert Summers. Hello, lads. Big fan of the pod.
Thank you.
Buzzing for Withenshaw.
Thank you.
One question I've always wondered is when you have a new album released, do you consider every song to play live? Or is there some certain songs that you know you'll never play live? I noticed a few bands release albums on the tours of said albums, play every song bar one or two, and wondered what the thought process of this was. P.S. There's a new venue opening up in Edinburgh and would be class if you opened it up. Cheers, troops. Rab.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we
Dunno.
usually launch our albums by playing the album in full at the Stockport Plaza, a tradition we've kept up since album one. So, in answer to your question there, we usually...
There it goes.
There we go.
And then there was one.
Will that get...
We're so fucking rogue.
Look at
This is
the
fucking
look at the arm. It's
shit.
shit, innit?
It's fucking shit.
Has it died?
You're all dying.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
This is
They're
no
all
audio.
dying.
This part
Right.
2 just be audio.
Yeah,
only,
it's
it'll be
fine.
It's not. It's just.
Yeah,
it's
just don't put it on YouTube.
No,
fine.
well, it is. It's going to go on YouTube.
Miles,
Okay, just so Miles, let Miles sort it out.
There's going to be a picture of us just on the screen. There's a picture of us on the screen. The lights are off. Why have you done that? You can't see it anyway.
That's nice though. That now.
No,
It's
he's
nice in your
going
eyes,
to put the
isn't it?
mood
Oh,
lighting
right.
on
I
it.
thought you'd done it for right effect.
There you go.
That's nice,
Beautiful.
innit?
Ooh, yeah.
Normally we use it. So normally we learn every song because we normally play the album in full, and we've liked
Yeah.
the tradition of playing every single tune. So we have done. But I think
Yeah.
on the whole, most bands probably have a couple that they don't play because maybe they don't translate
I
well
was gonna
live.
say,
Maybe they're
yeah.
more chilled. I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
I suppose with us though, this
We are a 5-piece,
It's-
remember?
yeah.
So there's quite, you know, when you record a song, there's a lot of layers. We can play those layers live.
Yeah.
So there is that side of it.
I think sometimes you just go off tunes, like for example, Giving Up the Ghost. You're like, nah.
Well, I think going forward,
That became a jingle.
Once we've already played the album in full, then some get carried on into the main set going forward, like O to NYC off the last album, for example.
Yeah.
I like playing it, but I just don't. Sometimes you just don't enjoy playing some others. It's hard to say, isn't it?
Josh, do you want to go over there's some Discord questions? Do you want to just go over them, little quick fires?
Quick fire.
So this is from our Discord, and you should join it, shouldn't they, Miles?
Yeah, it's on the link tree. You can sign up to the, you know, Discord on that.
Nice one. There's some questions in there.
I was just like, how do people get on it?
So this is from Darcy, and the question is, how long is the Who Would Call Their Album Gary sign going to be there, which is on Cooper's Brow?
Done by a very, very talented signwriter.
Yes.
That's weird you say that. I went to a gig in Mac on Saturday,
All right.
just with me, mum and dad.
Oh, cute.
Sea Fever.
Oh, yeah.
Ewan Grono's
Yeah.
band. And Greg was there.
Oh,
the signwriter.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bumped
big
into him.
shout out.
Oh, Greg.
Cactus
Cactus
signwriting.
sign painting, yeah.
But how long is it going to be there? I guess
Do you know
until it gets vandalised, I suppose.
Yeah, or gets wears away. We've not really put a sign. Tom, do you know anymore on that? How long's it going to be there?
Tom Signs.
No,
Tom signs.
probably be there for ages, won't it?
Class, so yeah.
Unless we get
Vi-
told otherwise.
Yeah,
Visit-
go and visit it.
visit
It's cool. It's very well painted.
Lit. Go on, Miles. There's another one there.
Right, okay, so this is from Hackney with a 3. Why is the to-do list? Why is to-do list not on the album? Well, Hackney with the 3. The thing is, you know, we had quite a lot of songs which we wanted to bring into the world, and we believed with the gap in time from that single to now, and I don't know, it just felt as though like we could let that be its thing and then have another song that we'd wanted and love to be on the album instead. So you're still getting everything, just albums. You know, you can just click and listen to that. Click and listen to the album, innit? Yeah. Is that right?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it as a standalone single, didn't we? In the end, we debated it going on the album, but we thought it's already out, and these other songs we wanted to make the album. So yeah, we just treated it as a standalone bridge.
Oh, this is a good question. Yeah. This is from a Paula Pie. Is that like that?
Oh, this is very me. This one.
Do you want it? Go on, Josh.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Yeah, no, please.
I love how since the cameras turned, everyone's like stood and like,
stretch
more
legs.
comfortable.
So this one from Paula Pie or Paula P, I don't know. Who would be the best on Taskmaster? And that's one of my favourite shows on TV.
I answered this on the Discord the other day.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
Yeah, I think Chaz. Yeah, I think you'd be good on that.
You would be good.
What can someone explain the premise of Taskmaster?
So
speak on your mind.
I'm just gonna put it up there saying I think I would be. That's really big headed me, but I love Taskmaster, and I think
I've never really watched it. So
for those who don't know, Taskmaster, including those in the room, Taskmaster is a task-based show where the Taskmaster, who is Greg Davis, allocates tasks to a panel of celebrity guests.
Comedians.
Usually comedians, but not always.
Yeah.
Our friend Richard Osman was on there.
Yeah, nice.
He was very good. And Alex Horn is the Taskmaster's assistant, and he sits next to Greg. But he's the one. It's actually his show. He designs all the tasks. He does everything, and it's just very silly and very funny. And
it's like you have
to think outside the box.
This is what I'm going to say. But
lateral thinking.
Could some of us? Could some people be better at certain tasks than others?
Definitely. Yeah.
Is there a general theme between all the tasks?
No.
Right.
Sometimes it'll literally be like, here's a fucking pea. Take this pea as far away from here as possible without using your legs.
Challenge, basically.
Or shit like that. So some people just go out and just fucking throw it. And then mess it out.
Josh should be good at that.
Some people get on planes and shit with them.
Some people like give it to someone else and go.
I'd be really shit if it's lateral thinking. I would be the worst.
You're a literal kind of guy, aren't you?
Fuck me, I'm so shit at stuff like that.
Weirdly, sometimes in the question, because it gets you into that mood of always thinking laterally. Sometimes it's dead literal.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, I don't know, I can't think of one, but the answer will be right in front of them, and people will do everything, and it'll literally, some people get it straight away and be like, it'll be like little things like find the full stop on a piece of paper, and people look in my room and it's just on the paper they've read.
It's just very.
Do you know what I mean? Some people go, it's there, and they go, yep, that's right. You've got it in 0 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Like other people like doing it, like, I don't know where the fuck it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Interesting.
It's good. No, Joy. It's
you should all be good at that.
I think the point of the program is everyone would be good at it.
So some of them are musical. So
yeah. Like some people like write a jingle.
Yeah.
And like you pair up with other people and they have to write a tune.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's very good. I'd recommend it.
It's a really good program to watch. It's really funny. Claudia. Oh, this is for you, mate. Pretty much, Tom. Go on, I'll let you read it.
Tom, have you ever tried to make an amatriciana sauce? No, I've not actually. Have you? No. What? Let's have a look.
I think it involve a lot of pancetta. I think it does.
Love pancetta.
Egg.
I'm very hungry actually.
Maybe not.
Yeah, based on guanciale.
Guanciale, there you go.
Guanciale and pecorino. No, I haven't, but I might check it out. Yeah, thank you. I will try that out, Claudia. I got some guanciale from Amato, the Italian wholesalers. Fantastic.
Did they have a lot in?
Loads of shit, yeah. And the stuff that you can ask for that's like not on show, if you know what I mean.
Looks fucking good, that, to be fair.
They've still got all the what they called GI metal pizza stuff there, like the blue, or like the peels and all that.
I got some shit for the oven.
Go on, Tom. You've got one more, haven't you, from the actual Discord?
Well, there's a few. I just thought, there's one that says, question for Tom about songwriting from George. I think a lot of newer Blossom stuff is written in piano. Was that always the case? Sorry.
Okay, George has got good on the keyboard, hasn't he?
He's written on piano. Was that always the case? Do you find writing on piano is easier than guitar? I've always written on a keyboard as well as a guitar. Like Charlemagne was written on a keyboard and a guitar. Like the riff was written on keyboard, and I'd have a guitar to work the chords out. You know what I mean? Bit of both. Whereas maybe what he's saying is you can hear piano in some of the songs more, probably from like The Keeper onwards. But I got a piano in my house, didn't I? In like 2019.
The Daneman.
So I think that's why the actual piano made it into the songs, because I was writing on an upright in my back room, as opposed to like an electric keyboard.
Having a new instrument inspired.
Yeah, so that is the answer. I've always wrote on both, to be honest.
Right, should we leave it there, guys?
Yeah, let's do it. There was your bonus.
Thank you, guys.
Short and sweet, but we're away and doing
busy
other
boys.
stuff.
I hope you have a fucking mint time, whatever you're doing, everyone. And I hope I'm having a fucking good time on holiday.
Fantastic.
I'll be on a Minecraft server with Emily and her sister in the garden sunbathing with my VR headset on. So,
Nice.
Cozy.
yeah, do you know what?
It's a Blossom Podcast. It's a Blossom Podcast. It's a Blossom Podcast.
Live from the Blossoms Pub.